The story of Tai Bida, founder of Ganga Lake, Gekyar Singhi. The story goes like this. Once when Tai Bida went too far off into the Mithun for hunting, Tai Bida found a Mithun. As the Mithun was a wild Mithun, he captured it and brought it home. Tai Bida domesticated the Mithun, and to his surprise, the Mithun brought him fortune. The Mithun bore hundreds of Mithun. Bida started wondering what a lucky Mithun he had found, and also felt it unique and strange. It went long with the Mithun, and in spite of bearing abundance of babies, the Mithun was healthy and young. Bida was happy and was living the life of prosperous and fame. His thousands Mithun account him a great name. Budum Langne. The main part of the stories start here. One day, for religious ritual, Bida thought of sacrificing a Mithun. So he decided to sacrifice the mother Mithun that he had found. Bida brought the Mithun home from jungle and tied her near the house. Overnight, while Bida and his family were thinking about sacrifice the Mithun overheard their conversation. At night, the Mithun broke off the rope, and all night she called for her babies. In the morning, when Bida went out to see his Mithun, it was no more there. Instead, he found thousands of footprints inside his house, Tasi village, Sagali. At first, Bida was wondering what a strange things. The Mithun broke off and ran away. But later he got worried as he went to nearby places to look for his Mithun and could not find it. He went to nearby forest in search for his Mithun, but was unable to find even a single of his Mithun. This time Bida really got worried and thought to go in the search for his Mithun by the following footprint left by the Mithun, as thousands of footprint was there and it all went in the same direction. It was easy for Bida to trace the path where the Mithun went. Bida went on in search for his lost Mithun. He went on searching and searching for his lost Mithun. He followed the footprint of his Mithun through hills, plains, and through the mountains. He went on following the footprints from far mountain of Upia, a place in Papumpare now, the headquarters, and went on through mountains, hills, and finally reached Poma site, a place in Papumpare near Ganga Lake. In those days, there were no one residing around this place. Bida followed footprint and at last reached the last ending of footprint. All the footprint of this Mithun went directly into the lake. The lake is known as Gekyar Singhi in our local language and is now called Ganga Lake. The footprint of his thousands Mithun went directly into the lake. All the Mithun were believed to be drawn in the lake. No one have seen that exactly took place in the Ganga Lake. The mother Mithun led his baby into the underworld. The footprint of the Mithun which went into the lake was still visible to years back in the days of grandparents, but not visible these days. Ganga Lake is now one of the tourist places in Arunachal Pradesh. It was first found by Tai Bida when he went in search for his Mithun. At last Bida went home disappointed. He felt very sad on losing all his Mithun and went home with heavy heart. It is said that Bida had more than thousands of Mithun. After the long way to his search, he could not bring back the Mithun home and went back home alone. At last, he was tired and he took rest in a rock by the way on the mountain. This place is known as Bidum Langne, home of snake. The strange things happen to Tai Bida on that spot. In our language, we call it soul. It's happened to people who are usually haunted by spirit. Bodum Langne, home of snake. As Bida stepped on the rock, his feet started sinking and his footprint was imprinted on the rock. He sat down on the rock and with sad heart he started narrating his story. Nima Kamnam. He narrated how he found his mitun and how it bore him hundreds of mitun, and at the last how she left him hopelessly with all her mituns. Bida walked around on his Bida walked around on the rock and his entire footprint started to imprint on the rock. Again he sat down on the rock and cried over his lost mitun, narrating the story. At that moment, suddenly so many snakes came out from the hole in the rock, which is still visible today. These snakes are known as Balang Biudum in our language and are believed to be spiritual and are not commonly seen by ordinary people. These snakes are supernatural and are believed to be the landlord of the mountain. The snake they kept and crawled around Bida as if they were dancing around into him to comfort him. The seeing of these snakes is also believed to be sore. All of a sudden, the rock on which Tai Bida was sitting cracked out. It is still visible today in the rock. Footmark of the Tai Bida. Ganga Lake, Itanagar. The story does not end here. It is said that many strange things happened with Tai Bida after the drowning of Mithun. But the story after this is very known to few people. After so many strange things happened, Bida and his family faced a lot of problems. Once Bida built a sipe, a locally made trap like a drum for catching a big fish. One morning he went to the sipe to see whether the fish was trapped or not. To his surprise, he found a deer trap instead of fishes. He took the deer home, thinking it could have accidentally fallen into a river and was carried along with the river to his sipe. They ate the deer and thought nothing about it. Next morning again, he was surprised to find another deer instead of fishes. This time, Bida did not take the deer home, thinking something strange is happening with him, and thought it not good to take the deer along with him. After this incident, Bida was really worried, and at that night in his dream, a spirit came and told him that, Bida, you are the richest man in this land. You have place and gave you the riches and property. You are the most loved one of the Uyo spirit. Sipa, a traditional method of catching fish. Third day, Bida went to see his sipa again, and to his surprise, there was still a deer lying in the trap instead of fishes. This time, Bida knew it was again a sore. He went home disappointedly and was very worried about it. It is believed in our society that whenever a sore happens, something very bad happens. Always, whether it is death in family or own death or a big disaster. After this weird incident, one night when all the villagers were sleep sound, a heavily flood wiped out all his family of the Bida and the entire village, and after that nothing was known of Bida. The story of the Bida went on different places, and it was once a very famous talk in the village. Now most of our brothers in modernized place don't even have a clue of it. It is request to all the brothers of Arunachal to keep our identity and our culture. Let's go along with the developing world, but also carry along the culture and identity, and also the most precious things about us, who we are. Thank you.